And they tried, the last time they tried large amounts of adjuvants, squalene-based, in the late 90s and early 2000s with troops with the smallpox and anthrax, but mainly anthrax shot. This is like mainstream news. It killed a bunch of troops and caused others to have autoimmune responses and become partially paralyzed, fully paralyzed, or to have brain disorders and die. Their bodies attacked their own brainstem and literally ate the brainstem, turned into like yogurt, liquefied it. Now, this is the key. This vaccine there's 5 different companies, but conservatively has double the adjuvant, and some of the batches have 5 times. That's mainstream news. 5 times the adjuvant. So this is really a test to see if they can screw everybody up, kill a bunch of people, hurt a bunch of people, and then nobody gets in trouble, and the media just soft soaps it and whitewashes it and makes excuses. This is all a big beta test to see what they can get away with. Just what did I say 3 years ago? From the studies, we knew that Gardasil was killing a large percentage, a large minority, and paralyzing many others, and causing huge brain swelling with the human papilloma virus Gardasil. Now, since then, it's all over the news. It's hurting people. They don't care. They were given government liability protection. Now, again, I didn't pull this out of my hat. It was in the trials, and I had women on, one woman whose daughter died, another woman whose daughter was paralyzed, a 13-year-old cheerleader in perfect shape. They get paralyzed. Rashes break out, then blood starts pouring out the rashes, and now you just search engine the term or go to YouTube, girl dies from Gardasil, and you'll see local newscasts. It never makes it national. All over the country, this woman going, I gave my 14-year-old the shot, and she's dead a week later. I mean, ma'am, this is massive, but do you see what I'm saying?
Terrible. And the other one I wanted to tell you about was like in the state of Florida, the criminal justice system is changing the laws to make up any kind of criminal charges to arrest people. And then once they put them in the jail, they feed them toxic chemicals in their food and in the drinks they give them. And then they're sterile. They can't have children after that.
Well, now they did catch him in Alabama doing that with black men with several studies, not just Tuskegee, but Huntsville, Texas. It came out in the Houston Chronicle. The jail guards finally complained because the bioweapons they were testing on the people in Huntsville got into the guards and then into Huntsville in East Texas. So, yes, ma'am. Look, they're in Newsweek saying kill old people. And then when we say, hey, the health plan wants to keep care from old people, they call us conspiracy theorists. But then out of the same side of their mouth, these control freak eugenicists posing as leftists say, let's get rid of Grandma, the case for killing Granny, with an image of a plug pulled out of the wall. Ladies and gentlemen, I've got his textbook. I've got the government handbook, Eco-Science. It's all in here. I've read most of the 1,100 pages. I can't read his other 10 books. They're doing this to us. But it's so dastardly, the average person can't believe this is actually happening. Wake up, folks. It's real.
Everything we said came true. Everything we've done has been right.
All right, I want to go through your calls a little bit quicker. It's just that caller calls in about the nurses' arms being paralyzed after they take it. And that's exactly what we've got in the literature this stuff does, and it just freaks me out. It freaks me out that Rob was at Whole Foods. The girl said, oh, the case for killing Granny. She said, I agree with that with health care. And he said, yeah, that's eugenics, getting rid of people for the environment. Saying it's for the environment. She said, yeah, I think I should die. Well, he said, do you want to die? And she said, yeah, I think I should be forced to die for the environment. And he said, are you joking? And she said, no, this is brainwashing. I'm going to get into that. $15 million fines at garage sales, total control, whole new federal bureaucracy, government agents everywhere squeezing the hell out of you. It isn't enough to get $200 for going 5 miles over the speed limit. They're going to get everything you got if they find any toy that's recalled, as if you even know what's been recalled and what hadn't. You walk into Toys R Us, once a year I might go in there, and there's all these recalled toy board, as if the average person walks over and knows what toys are recalled. But you end up, some cases they're saying more than 10% of toys are recalled, or any other product. They're saying you're selling anything, a toilet seat that might have had some lead in the paint. You're going to prison and a $15 million fine. We're going to get into the flu news. Shock UN reports swine flu could kill millions. We're going to get into that. But right now, let's continue with your calls. Let's talk to Tom in Georgia. Tom, you're on the air.
Oh, thank you for taking my call, Alex. I'm just one of the serfs from St. Simon's Island, Georgia. We were the host of the G8 summit in 2004. You talk about eugenics. All you have to do is come here, put a yard sign in your yard, your property, and they'll come and kill you, as what happened to Marty Reagan on September 10th.
What happened to him?
He had a yard sign in his yard. Code enforcement had stolen it off his property 6 times before when he wasn't home. He happened to be home on the 10th, saw them coming up to steal his sign again. He came out, told them to get off his property. It escalated. They called the police, and the code enforcement officer actually said on the 911 call, send me backup because we need to kick this guy's ass.
I guess they did.
Oh, they sure did. And the woman that was in the house came out and told the police to try and, I can talk him down. Leave him alone. I can talk him down.
No. He's the one they want to kill. They want to show us who's boss. I see these news reports where in rural communities, in one case, 80-something-year-old people, they have dirt driveways in the middle of the countryside. The local government says we've changed the codes retroactively, no grandfathering. You've got to pave it. They cut locks, go in, steal your car, and then if you complain, the police come and in one case arrested the guy, and now they're going to come and check all your garage sales and harass you. And if you get uppity, they're just going to call in a paramilitary SWAT team that's going to kill you because they're here to show an example. You're now slaves. You serve them. What's his name? I want to see this murder. What's his name?
Okay, and his name is Marty Reagan.
Marty Reagan. And
Glenn County, Georgia. I went to the commission meeting, was given 5 minutes, and
were they proud of themselves? I bet they swole up thinking about the murder, but they were like,
let me tell you something. There were over 20 cops there. It was like, I thought it was because they were interested. No, they were there because they thought there was going to be a riot.
They were there to let you know that you exist for them. And you're going to die when they say die, and they're going to take your kids when they want, and they're going to have their way with you.
Well, let me tell you something. I told the county commission, because I wasn't going to wait on them, I hired the college auditorium on the 8th of October to have a public forum, because it'll seat at least 350, to go over the fact that they never had authority or jurisdiction to even walk onto his property to get a sign.
Are they proud of their murder?
Oh, yeah. Within 2 days, the GBI exonerated the policeman. He was talked out of his house. He came out with no weapon. They immediately tased him, which knocked him to the ground. It broke one of the wires, so he got up and started to run. They shot him with rubber bullets, and as he rounded around the side of the house, the cop was in the back.
Hey, this is better than deer hunting. The good old folks at New Silver Solution, and the website is supernaturalsilver.com. Supernaturalsilver.com. This is something that kills bacteria, viruses, you name it, well documented. They've got it down to a super small, nano-sized particle. Supernaturalsilver.com. Check them out at Infowars.com. Supernaturalsilver.com. Okay, some stations don't carry that first 5 minutes. Tom in Georgia called in with a man named Marty Reagan, who was not under the jurisdiction, we've pulled it up, of the code enforcers. They're now going into the country, all over the country, but all over the nation. They go into rural areas and they say, no more grandfathering. You can't have a dirt road to your house, your ranch house, $5,000 fines a week, $2,000 fines a day sometimes. You can't have yard signs, no free speech. And I've seen the news reports where they arrest you. They beat you up, they whatever. And sure enough, at the 911 call, the code enforcer said, call the cops out here. Marty put the sign back up 6 times. We got to kick this guy's butt, teach him a lesson. They came out, tasered him, and shot him to death as he ran. And I remember Chicago police a month ago, CBS News headline, police to shoot you when you flee, or police to shoot you when you run. In fact, pull that up too. But here it is, coroner, man at center of standoff, dead. Witnesses say man pointed gun at code enforcement officer. So good. And listen, they're going to get to kill a lot more of us in this hunting the slaves, hunting the serfs, like Planet of the Apes as they hunt us down. New government policy imposes strict standards on garage sales nationwide, flea markets, charities, garage sales. Violators caught selling anything on the enormous list face fines of up to $100,000 per infraction and $15 million for related series of infractions. The feds are going to pay local government to create new code enforcers without warrants to come into your garage sales. And if you don't submit, every town's got paramilitary police that guard the local drug trade. They're going to come kill you. And here in Texas, we got federal grants for warrantless blood checkpoints.